Is eye primer the biggest scam in the beauty industry? I mean, you spend $30 on this tiny tube that promises your eyeshadow will never crease, only for it to look dry, cakey, and still crease within an hour. If you have a drawer full of barely used, expensive eye primers, you're not alone. I used to think it was a complete waste of money too. But I'm going to tell you something that might blow your mind: the product isn't the problem. The chemistry of how you're prepping your eye is. And if you fix that one thing, even a $5 primer will outperform a $50 one. So here's the secret: you have to degrease your eyelid. Think about your morning routine. You apply your serums, your moisturizer, your SPF, and you probably swipe it all over your face, including your eyelids. Then, you go right in with eye primer. That is the #1 mistake. Primer is designed to grip onto skin, but it can't do that if there's a slippery layer of moisturizer or oil underneath it. It's like trying to put a sticker on a greasy surface, it's just going to slide right off. The fix is so simple. Right before you apply your primer, take a cotton swab with a little micellar water and just gently wipe your eyelid clean. You need to apply primer to completely bare, dry skin for it to create that bond. The next mistake that's costing you money and making your eyeshadow crease is using way too much product. We've all been trained by beauty gurus to apply concealer in these huge swipes and triangles under our eyes, and many of us do the same thing with eye primer. But primer isn't concealer. It should be a super thin, almost transparent veil. You literally only need a single rice grain-sized amount for both of your eyes. If you apply it and you can see a thick, opaque layer of color, you've used too much. That heavy layer will just move around and cause creasing on its own, defeating the whole purpose. Now, let's tackle the big myth: I'll just use concealer as a primer to save money. I get the logic, but scientifically, it's the worst thing you can do, especially if you have oily lids. Concealer is packed with oils and hydrating ingredients to keep your delicate under-eye area from looking dry. That's its job. But on your eyelid, all those emollients just create a slippery canvas. Eye primer, on the other hand, is specifically formulated with polymers that dry down and create a barrier against the natural oils your eyelid produces. So using concealer as a base is actually wasting your eyeshadow, because it's guaranteed to break down and fade in just a couple of hours. Okay, let's talk about application technique. Are you swiping your primer on? Stop that right now. The skin on your eyelid is incredibly thin and delicate. Swiping and dragging can not only stretch the skin but also leads to a patchy, uneven application. The best way to apply it is to tap, don't swipe. Use a clean ring finger to gently tap and press the product into your skin. The warmth from your finger helps the primer melt seamlessly into every little line and texture, creating a smooth surface instead of just sitting on top. Now for the big debate: should you set your primer with powder? Here's the simple rule. If your main goal is easy, effortless blending for a soft, everyday look, then lightly setting your primer with a translucent powder is a great idea. It creates a silky smooth canvas for your shadows to glide over. However, if you want maximum color payoff and intense pigment, like for a bold, graphic look, apply your eyeshadow directly onto the tacky primer. Just be aware that you have to work quickly and blend immediately, as the shadow will grab on tight. So, the big takeaway is this: you do not need to splurge on a $30 eye primer. A cheap drugstore primer will work wonders, but only if you apply it correctly. A $5 primer on a degreased, bare lid will always outperform an expensive one applied over moisturizer. So my challenge to you is this: try the degreasing method tomorrow morning. Clean your eyelid with micellar water before you prime. Then, come back here and comment below if your eyeshadow lasted all day. I have a feeling you're going to be shocked by the results. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips that actually work.